Gang, 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 gang.
What's good? What's good?
Man, we just a couple fellas on the corner, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
They just
Got you.
we can 2-man this joint like we in 2K in the park. So we got
Two,
this.
we going 2v2
2v2.
style, man. Oh man, how you doing today, bro?
I'm doing well, man. Hey, we've reached that point, man. We after tomorrow, of course, there'll be no more football, or at least no more football talk for the most part until we start getting
Mm-hmm.
towards the draft. So,
Mm-hmm.
man, we got March Madness, and of course, we got the NBA playoffs on the way. But that gap is gonna be something. But hey, at least Abbott Elementary's back. For those that watch Abbott Elementary, at least that's
I
back.
can't
So
wait. I can't wait to watch
that
that
first
episode,
episode
man.
was great. You got to go check that out if y'all haven't, man.
Come on, man. Of course, and even if you're not a fan, you need to watch it so you can become a fan. That's one of
There
the
you go.
best shows ever made. Shout out to Quinta.
Yeah.
But now let's get into it. We finna 2-man. We're gonna 2-man this thing. We're gonna do this thing. Shout out to everybody that's in the comments already. Hey, we finna start the show, so let's rock with it, bro. Happy
Let's get it.
Saturday.
Welcome to Let's Be Real Sports Podcast, presented by Let's Be Real Media. Watch us live on YouTube and Twitter, and follow us on TikTok and Instagram at LBR_media. Also, subscribe to us on any podcasting platform.
What's going on? BLJ here, the best hype man in the NBA. Man, I'm here with Let's Be Real. Tune in. Hello.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up?
Again, we are back. Let's Be Real Podcast. I am the host, Tab Shakir, with my guy, Trev. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? This your guy Trev, as always, just kicking it live, kicking it with y'all as always. We here. What's good? Let's get it rolling. Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday, of course. What up, Ron? Hey, we're looking forward for your pod next week, bro. It's coming next week, right? That's what you said.
You said next
you said
week,
it, man.
we here. We
Don't take it back from us now. Now we need to know. We're coming right now. I know you're listening, bro. But speaking of podcasts, make sure you follow the whole gang, LBR_media on Twix. Of course, 3 the Harder Way. We will not be recording tomorrow because we did a trade deadline episode day before yesterday. So make sure y'all go check that out. Shout out to the Jeans Report, just recently uploaded. Funny as hell, per usual. And LBR game is simply Trevor. Of course, we getting dubs on 2K at this point already, so make sure you follow the gang everywhere that you can follow us outside of Threads. Like I said, we happy Saturday. We'll run and say yes, sir. On Monday, Ryan dropping this podcast on Monday. Yep. We taking over, man. Gang, shout out to gang, man, for real. Yeah. So let's get into why we giving flowers, man. Definitely wanted to bring this segment on again because there's a lot that can go around, right? And of course, my name, Nuck and Buck. It's to a point now where we're seeing a lot of our favorite songs, even growing up to, having a substantial memory of college. You know what I'm saying? For those who hadn't seen, the Knuckles trailer with, Sonic and Knuckles, they actually use the song Nuck If You Buck. And if it surprised me because I know Nuck If You Buck to being, of course, a Stroll song for, all my Greeks. I know Nuck If You Buck for me to play to be like, hey, is this time to start some shit or not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So for it to be in a cool, kids movie with, of course, Idris Elba, celebrating Black History Month if we want to, speak truth in it. But, it kind of brought me just to the point where now we seeing the Nuck If You Bucks, we seeing, the swag surf. We're seeing even the I Got 5 on it film from a few years ago, slow down and just taking over the world. So I just, want to salute to the culture.
Poole, that was Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole been doing that for them.
You say Jordan Poole? Jordan Poole been slowing out.
Jordan Peele.
He been slowing out all season. People actually thought he'd be averaging 25 points a game.
I'm sorry, excuse me. I meant Jordan Peele. My bad.
Jordan Peele. Yeah, I know, but still, just songs that had just culture. I just wanted to give us a flowers to the culture. Of course, we got Usher performing in the Super Bowl tomorrow. And, of course, from what I've been told, Lil Jon will be there, meaning 9 times out of 10, one of my favorite rappers growing up, Ludacris, fingers crossed, would have made an performance in the Super Bowl as well. So of course, I just want to give flowers
Oh,
to
you
the
know
coach.
him and Lil Jon gonna pop up on stage. They have.
They had to do it again.
They have to.
They gotta do it again.
They have to. They have to.
What you got, bro?
Oh man, well for one thing on the Knuckles, man. How long until we make Knuck If You Buck the Black Anthem at this point? Well, for my flowers, man, my flowers goes to the one and only Madam VP herself, two-time WNBA champion, the lovely Miss A'ja Wilson. For those that don't know, she just had a book released titled, if I'm not mistaken, Dear Black Women. So forgive me if I ain't done my research, but yeah, so big shout out to A'ja Wilson, man. She just who I feel should be the face of the WNBA, but that's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother time. And then I have your board that stays within the realm of.
Hold on, real quick, Trevor. The book is called Dear Black Girls: How to Be True
Dear
to
Black
You.
Girls. Okay, all right.
How to be true to you. So yeah,
thanks for correcting me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I do have your board, which still relates to women's basketball as well. I'll get to that later.
Yeah.
He decided to grace with his president.
Oh, no, you're not kidding.
What's up?
What's happening? Sorry about that.
Oh.
Okay, I have no idea where y'all left off at.
We're giving flowers.
No, we doing flowers, bro. And of course, we got flowers to you. So shit, perfect.
Obviously, yeah, man.
Okay, so you want me to go now? What flowers?
Trevor.
Trevor, finish up. You were still talking.
I was done. I gave my flowers to A'ja Wilson for her, releasing her book, and I'm expressing how she should be the face of the WNBA. But again, that's another topic for another day. So I pass it along to you, man. You made your grand entrance.
That's gonna be a topic for today. Screw that.
Yeah. Do you have why can't she be the face of the WNBA? I want to ask you that question before I go.
No. Let's talk about that later. Let's talk about the truck. It'll come back.
Okay,
It'll come back. I like where we at. It'll come back.
Okay, cool.
But right now, like flowers. What's up, Sheedy?
What's up, man? Honestly, my flowers are people that you don't know, but I'm gonna let you guys know who they are. It is my North Hills boys. They won a tough contest yesterday, winning 54-52.
You did come down from the raft.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it just a little bit. We're gonna talk about go ahead.
Speaking of WCW, stay tuned.
Yeah, they won a tough battle, 54-52. It was senior night. One of my favorite boys, man. He missed a crucial free throw, but great defense on the back end. But since we're talking about women as well, our coach is Trisha Hodge, so flowers to her for making us the second seed. It's the first time we've been the second seed in over 10 years. So flowers to her because that's who deserves the flowers. People that are not, A'ja Wilson, yeah, she's making millions, well, maybe thousands, according to Monique. But I do want to give my flowers to Trisha Hodge, Coach Hodge from North Hills for today.
Oh, 100%.
And of course, like, come on now, you literally just came out into like the stone cold, like you just heard the bottles crack, you just come out of nowhere and just be ready to Wilson, like, hold on, bro, because this is your first time on the pod in a minute, bro. We weren't gonna start over that. Like you in my house now. So of course you got to go right into it, but of course we got to give flowers to you, just for everything that you're doing, and if you want to, just give your thoughts on everything that's going on in your life right now.
Oh yeah, no problem. You guys can kind of see here. It's my what's called a pick line. So for those that don't know or I don't know, not a part of 3 the Hardaway fan club, I guess. I don't know, but you should be. Everyone's part of LBR club. I have been recently diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. It was right around Christmas time. It's like a stage 3 cancer that I've been dealing with. So you see the facial hairs left me. My hair has never been here. It's been gone for some years now. Tough to get the news when I got it. Started the day before Thanksgiving as y'all were prepping the mac and cheese, the ham, turkey, and all that stuff. My family and I were actually in the ER, and getting the results from a scan that told me I had enlarged lymph nodes. And I had to follow up with the cancer center. I'll be honest, that was one of the scariest moments of my life. Having to know that I had to follow up with a cancer center at my age. I've had to have people who operate within my neck to get stuff. I didn't really say this on Through the Harder Way, so I guess I'll say it now. I've been operated on my back for bone marrow. I've had a few blood transfusions as well because my blood levels have not been well at times, whether that's like low white blood cells, which is your immune system, or my hemoglobin is bad. It's difficult to talk about, not difficult to talk about, but like when I think about my time in the hospital and having to not see my kids for Christmas, but via video was hurtful. Chemotherapy in the hospital was difficult as well. Chemotherapy affects everyone differently. As I continue to notice, every time I get chemo, it's something different. It doesn't just affect you physically; it also is very emotional and mental as well. Because it's like, man, I really have cancer, right? And for me, like even this past Friday, not having too much, I don't know, feeling in my left leg on my left side, because there is a lymph node that is pushing in on my spine, which can also actually lead to paralysis, which means I won't be able to kind of walk anymore. I won't be Professor Sheeta. I'd be like Professor X, so to speak. But I see doctors every Tuesday. This is a journey. This is not a sprint. I think I had to get on here and do all this too, but I got you.
Yeah, I ain't want you to get in all until like, no, it's just so just an update. But again,
you good. The update is every 2 weeks I get chemotherapy, and every 2 weeks I've noticed something different is changing within my body with the chemotherapy. Like I said, this time it was like my left side. It's almost like, and I never want to diagnose anyone with this, but like when you have that stroke and that mess up your left-hand side of your body, I really feel it in my legs right now. My left leg was really bad. Made it difficult for me to kind of go up and down my stairs and stuff like that. But regardless of the fact, I'm still here. I'm still relevant. I'm on this show with you all. And you have insurance, gentlemen, use your insurance. All types of it. Medical insurance, dental insurance, everything. I'm always going to be like that. I'm always going to also say life insurance too. You don't want to, something happen to you, unfortunately, and, you lose your life and then you have to raise a GoFundMe for that. It's not the way to go. But take care of yourselves. Check in with everyone else too, right? I appreciate LBR for checking in on me.
Of course.
You never know what a person is going through. But anyways, enough of that. Thank you for the flowers. I graciously accept my flowers.
It wouldn't be Sheedy if he didn't.
Welcome back. But now, bro, we got a whole family going on. So of course, you're here with us. So you know what I'm saying? You ain't finna have us emotional like you had us on 3 the Harder Way. No, sir. Not on this one. Not on this one, buddy. But no, we're gonna keep it going, of course. Shout out to everybody. We definitely gonna have the audio talk a little bit later in the pod. That'll be fun for us to have. But right now, let's get into the main entree, the meat and bones of this particular show. Of course, we can't be a sports podcast and not talk about the greatest show on earth tomorrow, right? Super Bowl. Was it Super Bowl 58?
Yeah.
Super Bowl 58. Of course, we're gonna talk about the scores, the MVPs, and the winners who we got. But of course, we gotta go ahead and get this topic out the way, right? And that topic is is Mahomes the new Brady? Or is he the new Mahomes? And what I mean,
Mahomes or the next
Brady? He the first Mahomes or the next Brady? And and it's funny because, and I go ahead and take a stab at it first because I kind of like, it's funny watching still just to bring in Cam Newton, shout out to QB1, just the whole game changer and game manager thing, right? And when you look at Tom Brady, he's the GOAT, but that's because he's been able to manage games in a way that nobody has, right? Versus Mahomes, who came in, took a year off. Nobody expected Mahomes to be Mahomes outside of the Chiefs and Andy Reid. But once he got the keys, he took off, and he's been a game changer for careers. Like, it's got to a point where somebody like me, just the average football fan, I can't go against Mahomes anymore. Like, I can't. And I've already missed out. He already won like 2 rings already. Like,
working on the third tomorrow.
Working on the third tomorrow. At this point, like, if I bet against him, I'm making myself look like an idiot. So I might as well catch that train now early. But I say that to say, will he be the first Mahomes, the second? Is he going to be chasing Brady for the rest of his career? And a prime example of it, if it's like, LeBron can put up the greatest amount of numbers, the greatest scoring, but he's still chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan. What are y'all thoughts on that? Trevor, let's start with you.
Well, to answer the question initially, I really feel that we're probably looking at the first Mahomes. I'll go ahead and say the first Mahomes. We haven't seen anyone do the things that he's done probably since Aaron Rodgers, but all that what he's doing numbers wise is translating to winning. It's kind of the inverse of what Brady did when his career got taken off. So early on, he was just a quote unquote game manager with that standout defense. And then, of course, with the latter half of his career, that's when he started to show that why he was the GOAT. With Pat Mahomes, like he came out the gate and just was doing things that, again, we probably hadn't seen since a prime Aaron Rodgers, but yet he's putting the winning behind it. And then now, without the greatest receiving core, without the greatest weapons that he has since he's been in the league, he now has a defense, which is even more scary now than what it was, in the early days of Mahomes. So I honestly don't think it will be a similar situation to LeBron chasing Jordan. But I do think that, and we'll get to the predictions later on, if he wins tomorrow, we may have to start that conversation about him being the GOAT, because for him to have 3 Super Bowls this early in his career, we might have to start that conversation. I don't think he's gonna I don't think he can catch Brady, but the case could be made that he could be number 2. He could pass Joe potentially.
He's still early though, Trevor.
That was it. It's still early. It's still early.
Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Sheedy, what you got?
Sorry, I was muted. He's definitely the first Mahomes. I think that we as journalists, and I'm saying journalists as if we're getting paid, right? But we put so much stock and emphasis on GOAT talk that we kind of diminish the light of the players that are playing now. And what I mean by that, and I'll go back just a few days ago, was Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant wasn't the next Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant was the next Kobe Bryant. And look how many people wanted to be Kobe Bryant once they got over the Jordan hype. And I think it's going to be similar for LeBron. Like, how many of us were actually able to really enjoy Kobe's 5, but you're still comparing it to Jordan's 6? Like, man, this man just won 5 rings. Like it's greatness, regardless. If you win, 2 rings is greatness. 1 ring is greatness. And so, to me, Mahomes is the first of his kind, and what he does, and we just need to start separating people and enjoying them now. The more talk we give to Brady, the less energy we give to Mahomes and other players that are in the league that are doing very well. There's no knock on Tom Brady. Tom Brady was exceptional. Tom Brady beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl, right? The Tampa Bay, that Tampa Bay defense was elite, by the way.
Can't say they had no O-line, but
yeah, that's what they're missing, like both tackles. I think they're missing both of their offensive tackles.
Yeah.
He was running for his life. And even then, you saw how good Mahomes was. with 2 offensive tackles, your 2 starting tackles gone. And we all know that the left tackle is one of maybe the second most important position in the offense after the quarterback. He still did great. But the Buccaneers are just too much. But again, the more we give the GOAT talk to, the less we diminish the light that are the players that are playing right now. And so again, shout out to Mahomes, shout out to other players. And there's another player I actually want to talk about. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about Super Bowl predictions and stuff like that for the teams. But shout out to Mahomes, but shout out to Brady too, man. But you can enjoy both and still not diminish the light of Mahomes and other players.
Right?
I agree.
Right?
It's only gonna get worse because Tom Brady joining Fox Sports next season. That money about to kick in. 10 years. I think it's like $300 million. Sheesh.
Something silly
something ridiculous. But I know it's for 10 years, so that's only gonna get worse. But I agree. Enjoy them both while they're here, man.
Just taking over my guy Greg Olsen's spot. He deserved that shit. Greg, you deserve everything that's coming for you.
Bro, Greg, go to CBS, bro. You and Tony can run it there, like if you want to keep it real.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of keeping it real, I gotta keep it real, and I gotta ask this, y'all. So let's do a kind of a deep dive into the game, right? And I gotta ask that because it's Black History Month. Will there be any black man to score tomorrow? Think about it.
To score a touchdown?
To score a touchdown. Outside of Mahomes, the obvious.
Isaiah Pacheco.
You think Pacheco's gonna score?
In the end zone.
Okay.
Debo, between Debo and Brandon Ayuk, they're good for one. I think one of them.
But what you're saying is the majority of the touchdowns are probably going to be scored by the lighter skin.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's what he's
I got my man C-Mac going crazy tomorrow, bro. Like, nah.
At times, I think we underestimated Kansas City's defense too, man.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
And you know, this is actually a great segue. We've underestimated Chris Jones. Chris Jones
100%.
is one of the best defensive players playing right now. And he doesn't get the shine that he should get. Why? Because we talk about Mahomes, right? But if Chris Jones doesn't block down that pass from Lamar Jackson during the AFC Championship game or whatever, or other things like that, does Patrick Mahomes still keep the lead, or does he have a chance to recoup the lead? And I'm not just talking about that game. I'm talking about other games as well, where Chris Jones has been a factor, and it's like he saves it for the playoffs and for games that really mean something. So I think we're underestimating their defense just a little bit. And I'm not so sold on San Francisco's offense all the way, because to your point, Trevor, Ayuk did score, but he scored on that pass deflection off the helmet.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of actually spiraled them and started them to get rolling too. But anyways, this is me saying shout out to Chris Jones and what he's been doing for years, and he needs to get paid even more for
it. Absolutely. All right, let's get into it, y'all. Can Mr. Irrelevant do the unthinkable? Who do we have to win tomorrow? Chiefs, Niners. I've already said my stance. At this point, I can't do nothing but go with the greatness that is Patrick Mahomes. Especially so he win tomorrow, that'll be 3. He'll already be halfway to Tom Brady. And hell, I rock with Pat. Why not? You see, Mac, you didn't got your team far. You had a hell of a season. I love you to death. You know, but just go Mahomes, man.
Yeah, and to Sheedy's point, man, that Kansas City defense is something special. Like we got if we're not giving Chris Jones his credit, we gotta also if we're gonna give Chris Jones his credit, we also gotta give his credit to Steve Spagnuolo, the defense coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, who's done an amazing job for that team this year. I honestly feel that what's going to happen is what should have happened a couple weeks ago in the NFC Championship. I feel that the 49ers are going to get behind and they're going to struggle to try to catch up. I don't think it's not going to be no miracle catch from Brandon Ayuk when it bounced it off the defender's face mask this year. And I said it for the past couple of weeks. If Mahomes and company got here once again, you might as well book them to win the Super Bowl. I do think Brock Purdy has a good showing, has a good outing, but it just won't be enough. I got the Chiefs winning this one. I guess a little later we'll get the scores and MVP. So, but I got the Chiefs winning.
Yeah, similar. I think the 49ers were able to benefit 2 weeks ago from being at home and the momentum of that catch. I see the Chiefs defense showing up again this week. Tomorrow, Jesus Christ. And I believe the Chiefs win. I'm not going to give a score or whatever. I know we're going to talk about that later, but the Chiefs defense, again, underrated. They have some people like somebody was off the team, either a Pro Bowl team or All Pro team. I can't remember what it was. Corner or safety that they were really upset about. But regardless of the fact, as long as some of the catches can be made by those wide receivers for the Chiefs, I wholeheartedly believe the Chiefs win this game. And that's the end of that. Again, we're not betting against Mahomes per se. We're with Mahomes on this one. And it's not just Brock Purdy, right? Their defense is okay, but their back four is not that good. I'm not sold on San Francisco's back four. Now, their front seven, okay, that's a little bit different. Front six, whatever, especially how their linebackers can play. But can they guard Travis Kelce in the clutch times when they need to? And I don't think that's going to happen. So give me the Chiefs to win this one.
All right.
Cool. And I think, you won't give a score, but you can give us a MVP. Who you got win MVP?
I mean, they're going to give it to the quarterback. Yeah. So Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Now I'll do 27-20. Keep it simple. Give me 27-20. And I think in order for you to begin the narrative, you got to start with getting the Super Bowl MVP. So give me Patrick Mahomes for MVP as well.
All right. My score, I'm going to have 34-27. I'm kind of torn between MVP because conspiracy theory Trevor wants to say Travis Kelce. But
you and every white woman that's actually learning how to bet for the first time and to learn about Travis Kelce over the last month,
Travis Kelce.
They finna take all y'all money in FanDuel that's bet for this man to win MVP.
Conspiracy theory Trevor says Travis Kelce, but to Sheedy's point, another thing that Sheedy forgot in regards to San Fran's defense, you can run the ball against San Fran. Green Bay showed it. Detroit showed it. So y'all got Mahomes. I'm actually going Isaiah Pacheco. As that'll be the MVP. I think he'll have a strong outing tomorrow.
Look, he showed his ass in the last Super Bowl and became a household name. So I kind of like that. I actually put some money on that. Just a few dollars. Like, why not? But I'm not going to be a part of the masses of the asses that vote Kelce to be like, nah. Look, it's going to be a way more talk of whether Taylor Swift going to actually be there than Usher performing. I guarantee you. And Usher finna do his thing.
He about to kill it. I'm telling you.
Y'all, that's the thing though. She got a show in Tokyo, so they trying to figure out if she gonna actually make the Super Bowl. Like, that's crazy.
I believe the show is today, if I'm not mistaken. She's doing the show today, or did it last night?
Like, is it like this time, like 10 o'clock at night their time? Like, what time is it there? Yeah, it's kind of weird.
The media trying to make it a whole thing. And, I just a vision of being like the movie of like every lovey-dovey story. It's like Taylor Swift having trouble with the airplane and everything, and she finally make it to the Super Bowl, and he get the game-winning catch, and he just fall into his arms in the Super Bowl and share one big happy kiss. Just a whole script. That's the script.
To the spot just in time to see her man do something great. Yeah,
that's been the script of the season. That's it. Scene. And on to next season. Do they go to the sequel? We'll see. But nah, that's that is funny. A lot of people are putting Kelce at MVP, and which I again, just being serious, I actually wouldn't blame him. Like, I got him going for at least 8 touchdowns. That sounds like a lame Hallmark movie.
It does.
Hallmark movies be getting paid regardless, bro. If Hallmark can make movies and Tubi can get paid, shit, somebody watching something.
Somebody watching.
Somebody liking it. Somebody watching. somebody watching and support. Oh man, but y'all got anything else on the Super Bowl? That's a good pick, Trevor. I'm looking
we got
to
it covered. Yeah. So
yeah, I'm a piggyback what Trevor said. Isaiah Pacheco, I don't know what I want to say it would start the downfall of San Francisco, but when they lost, did they lose to the Cardinals this year? Or did they play the Cardinals?
the Chiefs.
I think so.
No, not the Chiefs. The 49ers.
Stanford. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe they lost the Cardinals earlier. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I know against the Cowboys, the one thing that the Cardinals did a very good job of was misdirection with running the ball. Killed us. Absolutely killed us. And I think to your point, oh no, not the swag, sir. I think to your point, because those defensive linemen rush up. Bosa, I don't know if Chase Young, they're going to rush up. And so if you can use misdirection with them, counters and stuff like that, yeah, I can definitely see Isaiah screaming and getting a lot of multi-purpose yards, I would say, not just running the ball, but getting out the backfield as well. So I like that pick as well, but not the Kelsey one. No, not a fan.
You done pissed all the swag surfing Swifties off with that one, bro. Like you got to.
Wow, did you? No, you didn't.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, swag surfing Swifties, bro. That's what we calling them. Thank you, C-Han. That's what we hear. That's what C-Han for.
Keep it moving.
Shout out to the swag surfing Swifties. All right, man. Speaking, we're gonna keep the essence going, bro. Shout out to SeatGeek.
SeatGeek is the ticket app that takes the confusion out of buying tickets. When you use our code LBR Media, you will get $20 off your first SeatGeek order. SeatGeek scores each ticket selection 0 to 10 to let you know if you're getting a good deal or a bad deal. Click the link in the description to download the app and remember our code LBR Media for $20 off your first order. SeatGeek, your route to high quality ticket selection.
All right. Come back to good health again. We keeping the peace, bro. Light laughter. You know what I'm saying? Finding but losers. Like that's what we on this year, bro. Okay. So we got information exchange segment. Not information, not too much. As far as the NBA trade deadline, it was probably one of the worst, most boring kind of trade deadlines. But of course, we got to talk about it. Just
got moved, so that's
yeah, man. Shout out to the Hawks for not doing nothing and having to deal with Jonte Murray and Trae Young for the rest of the year. Yeah, Sheedy back, bro. What up, Cap? Yeah, Sheedy back and chilling, man. Sheedy back and chilling. But just real quick, we don't have to go right into it because, of course, that's what 3 Hardaway's for. Do we have a winner? Who's y'all winners and losers for the trade deadline? Real quick, we start with Trevor.
Man, it's actually a whole lot of. Well, I wouldn't say a whole lot, but I don't want to do the obvious one. I'm not going to do the Knicks because that's the obvious one. But
okay.
I'm actually gonna, even though they haven't had a whole lot to talk about this season, and they still have a long ways to go. I'm going with the Detroit Pistons as the winners here. They were able to finally move Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks, get them to some contenders, because I feel that those two could be some helpful off the bench scoring for a contending team. I think both of them are going to the Knicks. You're finally able. You were able to get rid of Isaiah Livers, who was not an NBA player at all. So you shipped him off to Washington. You tried to find something for Killian Hayes, but you couldn't get nothing from him. So you basically just told him, bye, see you later. Bon voyage, have a good time or whatever. So now that Monty Williams is listening to everybody, since Killian Hayes has been gone, Jaden Ivey has been playing extremely well for this team. Again, still a long ways to go, but now you have your core four, per se, set with Jalen Duren, Asura Thompson, Cade, and Jaden. And then now you can possibly start to shape your roster the way that you wanted to shape. Marcus Sasser has been playing well, so Quentin Grimes going back, reuniting with his old backcourt mate, I think is going to be a good thing too. So shout out to Detroit for getting rid of some of the dead weight. Unfortunately, they have one more to get rid of, and sad to say, but yeah, James Wiseman has to go as well. So I think once Wiseman is gone, unfortunately, Detroit can start the trend going upward. So as much as I hate to say it, he needs to be in the G League right now. It's not looking good for James Wiseman.
Did you want to respond to that James Wiseman talk right there too? Or
he just needs to come on home. He needs some home loving. He impacted kids. You hear that's what he missing, bro. He missing the home. Come home, James. Come home.
Yeah, he can come home and go straight to South Haven and play for the Hustle until he's ready.
Hey, the Hustle be hooping, though. They get you right.
I'm not, and I don't feel that James Wiseman should be out of the league. I think there's something there. I just don't think for what Detroit is doing right now and what they're trying to do. They have their foundation set with their 4 guys. They just re-signed Isaiah Stewart. They're probably going to make him their backup 5. So there's like nothing in the rotation, no room in the rotation for James Wiseman.
Yeah, they released Killian Hayes, so it's like I told you it was a cleaning out process, right?
Yeah,
that's all Monty had to do. And I told you it still should have been a playoff Pistons, maybe next year, but Monty had to figure out what he's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm still here's the rumor with that though, and we can move on after this. So the reason that Monty Williams wasn't playing Jaden Ivey, rumor has it that Monty Williams hadn't watched game tape on Jaden Ivey. And it wasn't
that would make all the sense in the world. I believe I would actually believe that. Okay.
And it wasn't until everyone told him, like, yo, you need to start Jaden Ivey, you need to put the ball in his hands and let him work. Mm-hmm. Since then, everything's been on the up and up. So
look, as somebody that actually watched the Pistons play last year, I can actually believe that. I would actually believe that. Yep. I believe it. Call me Gulliver. Grizz have another spot that he can open up too. Hey, shout out to Gigi for getting that contract too. But we're gonna talk about Grizz. My bad. I got too excited. We're gonna talk about Grizz. My bad. Got a little bit too excited, but shout out to him for that contract, man. Winners, losers, Gigi, what you got?
Yeah, like Trevor said, not try not to talk about the Knicks. I think they are the winners. I almost think this is the trade deadline. I'm also go with the Pacers. I really like Pascal Siakam there, and getting rid of Buddy Hield, and going to the 76ers. Shout out to Pat Beverly with Milwaukee coaching.
Absolutely.
Got them on a 1-game winning streak, by the way. But all seriousness, I'll go with Dallas, the Mavericks. They weren't sold on Grant Williams at all, from all the reports that I've seen. And so to get rid of him and get PJ, I've done my research after we talked about it on Through the Hardaway. Still not sold on him. I don't think he's a needle mover right now, but you're getting more out of him, I believe, production-wise, than you'll get out of Grant Williams. And so give me that for the actual right at the trade deadline, but I really liked the Pascal Siakam trade before. Terry Rozier was a good move, of course, for Miami. But again, let me stick with the Pacers. This move that they made, again, it wasn't right at the deadline, but if Pascal decides that he's going to stay, and I think he will, we're playing with Halliburton and Turner, it gives him the opportunity to really kind of be himself. He's still a champion, by the way. We're not going to take that away from him. But he'll be able to make some more money because Buddy's contract is going to be going to the 76ers. So 76ers, you guys are building for the future. It ain't for the now, by the way, because y'all need to take Joel Embiid and rest him for the rest of the year. It's unnecessary because at his level, he was leading the league in points per game, MVP candidate, first team All-NBA. He has a lot of things that he could have been doing. And he can still do that next year or the year after that. But if you decide to try to bring him back this year to make a push in the finals, because y'all can't get out the second round anyway, you might hurt him even more. And that's unnecessary. So I say shut him down. You're building for the future. Shout out to y'all. But again, Pat Bev, shout out to you for coaching last night when Rivers couldn't or cannot.
Coach Pat Bev over Glenn Rivers, I'll take it.
That's literally one of my winners. Was Pat Bev. Pat Bev saying right here. And of course, I'm a big fan of like players and podcasts and then using their voice. You know what I'm saying? So of course, that's my background, so that's what I'm attracted to. But still, just for certain players who talk and know what they're worth, right? And you can't be more self-aware than Pat Bev. He know he probably get 15, 20 minutes a game, but in those 20 minutes, you're gonna have a dogfight. And then you come literally into your first game on the Bucks team, which I've been critical of because one, Giannis, two, you just got the coach that's not going to coach you up to par when it's time to be coached up to par. And you know what I'm saying? Three is like, it's your first game and you already making an impact just like that. I mean, granted, it's against the sorry-ass Hornets, but at the same time, it does look good. And for Pat Bev, this trade deadline was a win for him because now you don't have to worry about, is Joel, to your point, Sheedy, is Joel going to come back, for the season? If they do shut him down, we don't want to waste another year of Pat Bev's career. So, again, actually, kudos to Daryl Morey. Kudos to Daryl Morey. Self-awareness, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think they're done either.
Who, the Sixers?
I really don't think they're done.
No, hell no.
They're not
done. What they did was they got, for one, the best shooter they've had probably since J.J. Redick. For two, you get a backcourt made for the future with Tyrese and Joel. And for three, you're going into the summer with a lot of cap space. So even if you wanted to clear that up as well and trade Tobias and Buddy Hield somewhere, you set yourself up for success. So again, the cards are in Daryl Morey hands. I can't believe we're talking about him on a podcast. And you know what I'm saying? If we want to be frank, we got to bring up another personal favorite of mine, Pimp Parsons. I want to say that Gordon Hayward's move to the OKC Thunder is going to help. I want to say it is, but it's Pimp Parsons vibes all over again. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go look, the last time he played 52 games was 3-4 years ago. He could barely play 50 games. But at the same time, if he's not the first or second or sometimes third option on this young Thunder team, I think he could benefit from it. So watch out for Gordon Hayward with the Thunder. I got the asterisk to it because, again, it could be a Pimp Parsons situation as, he's getting $31 million for the rest of the year as well.
I don't think he's going to be asked to do a lot. And I think that's what was going to help him.
Here's the thing, though. We didn't need Pimp Parsons to do a lot either. We just needed you to play. That's it. We just needed you to play.
I mean, that $110 million said otherwise. We was actually bringing him in to actually be that guy that he was in Houston, and we got less than a fraction of that.
People like me just wanting him to play. Just go on the court. Just run up and down and try to earn your $100 million contract. But nah, I'm just joking. Listen, contract.
Saying exactly what I'm saying.
We need a Pimp to be a third. Okay, touche.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's not. It's Black History Month, man. I understand you don't like white people during this month. I
love them. Yeah, I love them. Why would you think that? Why would you even say that? Why would you put that on me? We love our what?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's just I have a habit of calling out people's BS, right? And for certain individuals, if certain individuals remind me of certain individuals' patterns, they just happen to be white, I'm gonna call them out as if, even if they were black. You know what I'm saying? We've got our Doc Rivers. Thanks, guys. So I'm just keeping it fair. I'm the most fair analyst that you can probably think of, Cheaty. Tells the DJ. Exactly. Like, nah, man. They love me out here, and I love them. So let me see. Losers. I'm trying to think of a loser. Oh, the Lakers, easily. Oh, I guess in a way the Hawks, because they stopped John St. Murray from his greatness and being a Laker. So now, again, you got two Rams that's going to continue to butt heads in point guardship in Atlanta. So, I mean, yeah, shout out to those two losers. And apparently they just signed Mr. Under. If y'all don't know who Mr. Under is, Trevor, Mr. Under for me has been Spencer Dinwiddie. If you always bet the under, I'm telling you, always, he's going to cash you out. And now he just signed with the Lakers literally just now. Air horn.
You signed with the Lakers? Okay.
Just now. Yeah, literally
Right.
just now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I guess that'll help, but Dejounte Murray's supposed to be a Laker, man. And I'm kind of upset about that.
I actually would put the Hawks as winners for not
breaking them up.
Yes, because the Lakers didn't really have much of anything to offer, which is probably because after they said no to the initial deal for DeJounte Murray, the Lakers had no choice but just to wait until the offseason when they have first round picks.
True.
My loser will actually go to the Chicago Bulls, obviously, and I believe Ryan said that in the comments as well. You were not active in any shape or form during this
bombs.
But also I gotta give a bigger board as well to Zach LaVine, because bro was pretty much gone to the Detroit Pistons, and then he just decided, oh, I have a foot injury, I'm having surgery, I'm gonna be done for the season. So yeah, just for not getting rid of shedding any of your assets, because at this point you have to break this team up at some point in time. They may do it in the offseason, but even in the offseason, I don't know what's gonna. I think DeMar DeRozan comes off the books, so you're probably gonna lose him for nothing. Zach LaVine now with his injury history and that contract, no team is now gonna want to touch it. Maybe Detroit still may look to trade for him just to get an additional piece there. Maybe in all intents and purposes, Detroit do not do that move. But yeah, it has to be the Chicago Bulls. Like, where exactly are you going? Like, this is almost, do I dare say, they approaching the Wizards territory, if not worse, at this point?
At this point, because when was the last time Derrick Rose had a jersey on in Chicago?
Oh, I'm about to say it.
Yeah, in Chicago. My bad. In Chicago.
It's been too long.
It's been a minute. That was the last time they were relevant, to say the least. So, I mean, it's coming on damn near 10 years, I want to say, at this point.
It has been.
So
almost since, because 2015, that was the last time he wore a Bulls jersey, and that was that series with the Cavs. So yeah.
I don't know what to do with my hand. Shout out to Kobe White for hooping though. Like, he trying. Kobe trying. Kobe, you hooping. You got fans. Mm-hmm. We acknowledge you. We acknowledge you on this podcast, Kobe White.
Big shout out Kobe White, who's still hooping.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a different loser. I mean, of course, I would like to see more from the Warriors, but someone that's not someone you're not thinking about, and I'm gonna go with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, the reason why I said the Cleveland Cavaliers as a loser is because what have they done? You got bounced last season easily by the Knicks in 5 games, if I believe. And it was like 4-1. And then that one game you won, it was great, but those other 4 games you got dominated. And the only thing that you really did was get Max Strus for the Miami Heat. No disrespect to Max Strus, but that's it. You're now sitting at the 2nd seed. You'll probably dip down, but like, what push are you going to be making? JB Bickerstaff, Donovan Mitchell. This leads to Donovan Mitchell talking about, the offseason. Is he going to stay after this? Because I do not believe the Cavs be a 4 or 5 seed. Let's call it that. No less than a 5 seed. They're going to get bounced again. And then what? Then what's Donovan Mitchell? This is it. This is his playoffs. Like, every time he's in the playoffs, he's not making it that far. Matter of fact, the last time the Jazz really went far, I think it might have been with Gordon Hayward, but who knows? Speaking of that,
they went. I think his rookie season, that was probably the only time that they probably, that's again, Melo not guarding the pick and roll. I'm not going to talk about that. That was supposed to be OKC's year. Okay. Anywho, go ahead.
But like, I just, y'all stayed pat with everything, and no disrespect to Pat Riley, but like, if you're a good or decent team and you're in the top of your division or the conference, and knowing what just happened last season, I would have done something this upcoming season. They didn't do anything during the trade deadline. They didn't do anything up until the trade deadline. Again, only signing Max Strus, who's going to give you some points and some scoring and a little bit of defense, but not a needle mover. And so I'll take the Cavs right now.
Interesting. Let's see what we got. Let's see who's going. Type-ish.
Oh yeah, you talking about the
when they won they beat the Grizzlies.
Yeah, that was the first round when they played the Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, well, speaking of the doggone Grizzlies, good job, fellas.
Segue.
Of course, segue. I just want to also point out the fact of brought up on 3 the Hardaway, so got to bring it up on here. There have been multiple instances where the Grizz would trade players to immediate championship teams. Just want to throw that out there. So again, shout out to Big X going to the Celtics, and shout out to David Rowdy going to the Phoenix Suns, who actually both could be in the NBA Finals. But real quick, what are y'all thoughts on the Grizz trade moves? And yeah.
Not much really to talk about for the Grizz this season. It's been riddled with injuries. I've just been enjoying the ride. The moves that they did made, of course, they're trying to shed some cap space and try to avoid the luxury tax. You know that for sure. Moving X to the Celtics was that hurt, but I kind of understand why now. No more unnecessary corner threes will be taken by him. Steve-O, Big Steve, and them was not, as we pretty much found out now, was not going to be part of the Grizzlies' future. So you had to do what you had to do there and not risk losing him for nothing. Out of the bad wings that's here, and I'm not talking about the wing spots here in Memphis. I'm talking about the Grizzlies wings. Somebody had to get moved. So, and your most prominent piece that you had somewhat of a market for was David Roddy. And just to pretty much flip him to Phoenix for probably a few seconds, and I think they get Yuta Watanabe, which doesn't really move the needle much for Memphis, but there you can see
it will next year.
They're gearing towards the draft, and then they're getting ready for next year. So again, man, just enjoying the ride, enjoy the season as much as you can, and that's pretty much it for the Grizz on my end.
Yeah, a lot of enjoyment. Well, we won't be enjoying them in June or May,
April, April. Mid-April.
Yeah,
or March, because they're gonna keep losing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know they lost 7 straight. Jesus Christ, I thought they won at least a game in the past couple of weeks. But I mean, a lot of youth talent coming that way. And so to the point that's been made already, it's all about the future for the Grizzlies, getting Ja back. I think even moving X, I was kind of questioning is Clark going to come back a little bit earlier? I wouldn't bring him back any earlier. I mean, because this season is a wash. There's no the same way there's no need to really bring back Joel Embiid if you're not going to win a championship. And I don't mean to compare the two, but I don't see you guys needing, or the Grizzlies, front office needing to bring back Brandon Clark and a capacity to possibly hurt him again. Now, I can see some minutes maybe, but I really wouldn't rush him back anymore. You've already got rid of Tillman. You got rid of Steven Adams. You are really saying this is our future, right? And then the draft picks, I think you flip those for somebody. Who knows? As Cap would say, F them draft picks. So maybe you draft someone, but then again, maybe you flip it for somebody else that's willing to play. That's not Bismack Biyombo. On top
that post is so excited we should
if I had to watch him drop another pass on the pick and roll from Ja or any point guard.
That post is calling him the Grizz future better center for the future, bro.
I'm saying, like, there was a reason. Let me be honest here. Bismack, there was a reason why he was unsigned to begin with, and that's why we were able to get him. Like
we had to do something.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I mean, dropping passes. He had played 30 minutes and give you 2 points. It was nothing but cardio. But at the end of the day, I'm hopeful for the future, but I also need to make sure that we're clear. I don't know if just as of next year we're talking. I've seen some people talk about this from Grizzlies Twitter. I don't believe this is now going to be a championship team now next year, just because you get Ja back. and I'm gonna say it now. Ja back, Desmond Bain back, a lot of other pieces back. I don't believe it's why it's not a championship team. The coach. That's why.
Okay.
So until those things kind of change, because you have to get better. I believe Taylor Jenkins relies on Ja's athleticism, Desmond Bain's shooting, and also the athleticism of Triple J to really do what they do. I don't really see the X's and O's as much as I should be seeing in how many years he's been coaching. So to me, I do not believe this is a championship team, even as of next year, regardless of if they can get Shaq, for all I'm concerned, from the Lakers all the way back in the day. I just don't see it being a championship team until we turn the needle on the coach. Who won't be blamed this year because of all the injuries. So he gets another season, unfortunately.
Yeah, he bought himself some more time by with all the injuries happening.
Look, I know I've said a lot of mean things on, this network. I just say the network about the Grizzlies. But, I do honestly feel like the Grizz will be right there as one of the better teams in the Western Conference. As young as they are, they've showed us multiple times what they can do as they are healthy. You know what I'm saying? And I think that this summer, regardless of people say, I think this summer would probably be one of the most important summers in the Grizzlies history. And, I mean that by because you're going to have what I've been saying all along, the top 5 pick. Essentially, if you keep losing, which will be better for us, you're going to have all kinds of other first round picks. You're going to have you could probably be mid levels around the cap space. What I'm saying is you're going to have opportunities to make this team better so that we can be a championship team going into next season. So this summer, the Grizz going to have to get their head out their ass, Rich Kleiman. So bringing it back to this trade deadline, I like Yuta being out here. We saw what he can do in numbers wise. The analysts like numbers. He's one of the better catch shooters in the league. So next year, sink or swim for Taylor Jenkins. I couldn't agree more. You know what I'm saying? I would have said this season, but of course, with everything that's happening, it would be unfair for us to put that on it. But next year, we're gonna have to if we start the season or even midway to the season trade deadline around this time, if we're playing 500 basketball, I'm letting Jenkins out of here. I'm letting him out. We should not be playing 500 basketball around this time next year with everybody coming back healthy. To your point, Sheedy, I would actually like to see Brandon Clark come back, even if it is for the last 10 games of the season. I think marketing-wise, if we're going to play into the fans' hands, it'll just be good to see him back on the court. Even if it is for a few games, just let us know, hey, next year, this is a piece that we could have possibly starting. I told you I want to go get one of Jokic babies in a draft or whatever we can find to secure that center spot for the future and have BC coming off the bench because it works. That's the move. That's what we got to do. But Jenkins, I already can't wait for next season, to be honest with you, if you're a Grizz fan. But the team that we will have, we will be there. We ain't got to worry about Ja missing 25 games, outside of injury. We ain't got to worry about, Jaren, what he can do offensively because Jaren's offensive game is going up, ladies and gentlemen. And we got to not acknowledge that on this podcast as well. So all these coming into handy. We got Gigi. Yes, sir. Mr. Gigi Jackson signing a 4-year contract. So, again, I think just me personally, I would rather have Gigi coming off the bench, being that 6-man spark. He's that X factor we don't know what to expect from. I know people expect him to start, which, 3-4 years down the line, I would see him start. But if you're talking about championship team now, we need somebody. We need a veteran to secure that small forward spot. Going forward, this is that summer to secure that.
So you basically run Ja, Marcus Smart, Desmond Bain, Jaren, and whoever they can get, whatever veteran the 5. Okay.
But the best lineup is going to be somebody that they can get either at the 5 or at the 3. You know what I'm saying? Coming in because it could get to a point where like you starting Bain at the 4, or not at the 4. Whoever you get at the small forward at the 4. That's where we are in basketball right now. So you kind of can figure out that lineup, and that's why the pressure is going to be for Taylor Jenkins to figure out what the hell is he going to do with these influx of talented players. Because we got talent. We're going to have the talent. Shout out to Vince Williams. Not bad. You making me not miss DeAnthony Melton. Thank you. Because he was missed. You know what I'm saying? So we getting all these influences of talents. Taylor Jenkins, it's gonna be on you.
Yeah, and even with that small ball lineup, maybe even to your point, bring back Brandon Clark. Maybe he's a starter with Triple J, but then it's like who you got coming off the bench though to back up. That's the problem. So yeah, we the Grizzlies are looking for. To me, I think we got enough guards, wings, combo meals to go along with everybody. We need some drinks. We need a big gulp. Okay.
Yep.
So
there you go.
Whoever that big gulp is, we need it.
Big gulp. Marcus Smart. And shout out to Sharky in the comments over Smart. I wanted to say bring Marcus Smart off the bench, period. But I think with that defense, you can play him differently. And there's a few things you can do with that. But of course, you can't bring him off the bench as well.
I like Vincent Gigi coming off the bench. I like the energy.
I love both of them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Then you got Yuta, then you still got Luke Kennard, two of the better shooters.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose, who I guess will be playing more minutes because he's been Ja's mentor, so he's not going anywhere now.
When he signed, he had a few flashes or whatever, but it has not gone well.
They said this man was going to be 6th man of the year candidate.
I mean,
boy, you gotta love Grizz Twitter.
it was looking on the up and up. So
for 2 games.
That's what I said for 2 games, but
but I do expect Derrick Rose to be back on the team though. Like, why not just have him here in Memphis to keep
you need that veteran guy though. You got to have that veteran guy.
Mm-hmm. You need it. Why not? Why not? And of course, Derrick Rose will light somebody up just out of nowhere, just because now they want to cut him. Exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I wouldn't be mad at and this is we didn't talk about this earlier. If there's a reunion per se, or Kyle Lowry comes to the Grizzlies instead of Derrick Rose, I don't know. I'm more fond of Kyle Lowry at this age.
Me too.
Injuries, and also based upon what I've seen him do in the playoffs, unfortunately, as opposed to D Rose. Nothing against D Rose, man. I think you just need to go back to Chicago and let them retire you the way that you should be retired. But again, next season, sink or swim for Taylor Jenkins. Great lineups that he'll be able to do. Infusing, does Desmond Bain become more of a ball handler? All that other stuff. Yeah, and we got a lot of other wings to discuss, but there's a lot of flavors. I'm gonna go with the mango habanero right now.
Hey.
And keep it that way.
I would love for Marcus Smart to come off the bench, by the way. I just want to throw that out there.
That would be lit, though. No,
I would love for it. This is not a talent thing. It's more of a depth thing and a game plan thing. But just throwing it out there, I would love for Marcus Smart to come off the bench. All right. So let's bring up a topic that you gentlemen talked about earlier, because I definitely want to talk about it and get y'all thoughts on it. I wouldn't even call it a trolling now. No, it's like Audrey Wilson. Like, for me, just to comment, I know a little bit about the WNBA. So Asia Wilson, is one of them ones. Like, I know who she is. And so for y'all to say she should be the NBA face of the league, for me, just a common fan, I ain't got nothing against it. But for y'all that actually, especially for you, Trevor, that who indulges in the WNBA, I know for you can't wait till the season come back. Like, what are your thoughts? Not just being a face for Black people, but for the entire WNBA as a whole.
I mean, because the WNBA has had an immense amount of talent come through the years. I'm not going to just get into all the names. If you've watched it, you've seen it. And most of them have been of our skin color, if you want to just keep it a buck. But what Asia has done practically from her time in South Carolina till now, for her not to even be considered as the face of the WNBA, it has to be borderline criminal, because you could tell from when Sabrina Ionescu was doing her thing at Oregon that they were trying to crown her as the next one, as the new face of the league. And I kind of get it, because you had Breonna Stewart doing her thing for a while. Of course, Diana Taurasi is considered to go. I get all of that. I understand all of that. But what Asia Wilson is doing right now, not only for the Aces, but for the entire league, for her to not even have her own signature shoe, which, again, that's also criminal. I just can't see it. And I think if you made her the face of the league, that's exactly what you need to move the WNBA forward to get more eyes on it. So I don't know, man. I just felt that it was borderline criminal that she's not the face of the league like I feel that she should be. And then especially now with all this new talent that's getting ready to come in, that's a whole other topic for another discussion about the WNBA needing to expand. And that's all I got to say on that. I'll hop off my soapbox on that. It's just criminal that A'ja Wilson is not the face of the league.
Real quick, who do you think he is? He is shooting.
Right now, it's Sabrina Ionescu. Like it's evident about what's happening next week with the shootout against Steph.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and you actually would bring up a good point. I wish you would have kept going, but I'll carry it for you from here.
Go ahead.
Is when you're talking about the face of a league or what have you, you're talking about years to come. And to your point, the time that's coming, they're going to put up Caitlin Clark before A'ja, unfortunately.
Damn.
And she's going to be, once Sabrina is done with her time, then Caitlin will have her time. And is that fair? No. Are these great players? They probably are. I mean, we haven't seen what Caitlin will do in the WNBA. We've seen Sabrina, but we've also seen Sabrina shrink against the Aces. And I was a Liberty. I said, let's go Liberty over the Aces because everyone was like Aces. But the Aces were so good, and A'ja Wilson takes a back step to make sure all five are being productive. It's hard because she's not the one for the Aces. You know what I mean? Like you can take one player off the Aces and the Aces can probably still win the championship. That's the crazy part. But you take Sabrina off the Liberty may be in the playoffs, but they definitely ain't in the finals. I'm talking about for last year, and it might change for this year. But I think because of, again, to your point, where the league is trending to, look how much attention is being shown in Iowa. IOWA.
Of all places, yeah.
Iowa.
No disrespect, but yeah.
It's not like you said hour or album.
No, because no one says the state, right? So no one cares. But Caitlin Clark has turned Iowa into this place that everyone has to come to and see her play. And so she's going to be doing, quote unquote, the same thing, or they're going to market her the same way when it comes to the WNBA. They know where to put their money, per se. They're not willing to risk it on the Aces, unfortunately, or A'ja Wilson. And that's very unfortunate. Even though they are, two-time champions in the last, 3 years? Yeah, back to back, excuse me. And might be going on the third. Who knows? But that's my take on it. Like I said, I think it's Sabrina, and then they're going to set up for Caitlin Clark after that.
Y'all better watch out for Juju Watkins. I'm just letting y'all know, too. You talk about a bucket at USC. I think we got a question in the comments regarding the WNBA from my buddy Ryan.
I think that's for you, bro. Yeah, you can probably answer that a lot more.
I can take it. So, I know the Storm, of course, had a down year last season. Of course, after losing Breonna Stewart, who came to the Liberty. I think it's a move to maybe get them back in the hunt. They're still, I don't think they're better than the Aces though. So if it came down to the finals, they're not getting past the Aces. I think they can do something, but I still don't think that they're better than the Aces. And the Aces they pretty much are returning the same team that won it without Candace Parker, who already had Candace Parker, and now Candace Parker is re-signing with the Aces. Like, it's a three-peat until I see otherwise. I'm sorry. I just got to call it like it is. It's a three-peat until somebody beats them.
And you also, to the point in the question being asked, we also have to see how this works with Seattle. Yep. We've seen it work with the Aces, right? With and without Candace Parker and championship team. I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. I don't believe they're better than the Aces, but they definitely could have used all of this last year.
Yes.
But shout out to them. I mean, you gotta get better, and they will. But they will still be queens of that conference.
Right. Oh yeah, I just looked up and saw who the song signed. Was it Nika Umike, Skylar Diggins-Smith, and Jordan Holmes? 2 out of 3. No disrespect to Jordan Holmes. 2 out of 3. Like for me as a casual fan, I know who they are, and they are some mother hoopers. So it's like, oh, Seattle coming like this.
They could have had this last
year. Hey man, I can't wait to. I promise I'm getting to a game this season. I tried last season. I'm getting to one this season for sure. Mercury game that is. Gotta see them. Let me see. I got anything else?
No. That's it.
Any flowers, trolling alls, any more trolling, any Super Bowl trolls tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? They still got, taking people money with this grunt kick. He missed last year. I guess he gonna hit it this year, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, that's right. They got Jewel. I forgot they still have Jewel Lloyd on the Storm too. So they got a nice squad, but I still don't think they're not better than the Aces.
Okay. But well, if that is all, man, Sheedy, you are the man, bro. Appreciate you pulling up. You know what I'm saying? You more than welcome to join gang. Of course you are gang. So just pull up on us. As for the rest of y'all slackers that chose to take the day off, salute to y'all.
Man, look, it is what it is, man.
No, it's all look, it's all love, man. Shout out to the gang, shout out to the guys. Make sure you follow us everywhere, social media, Twigs, everywhere but Threads, because Threads is lame, and why do you have one? At LBR_media. Make sure you follow all the podcasts. Of course, 3 the Hard Way again will not be doing a podcast tomorrow because it's Super Bowl Sunday, and we not trying to talk no hoops on Super Bowl Sunday. At the same time, we did an episode Thursday for the trade deadline, so make sure y'all go check that out. Make sure y'all check out the Genius Report. Of course, just dropped a new episode. Ryan, he said he dropping Monday, but we gonna see. He be saying a lot of shit in the comments, so we gonna see. Shout out to the guy.
With you, Ryan. Dang, come on. I thought Ryan would come on here eventually. This
would have been a perfect time.
He's more than welcome. He is more than welcome.
You know that. But he definitely got the pie coming next week. Salute to Ryan. Salute to everybody in the comments. Of course, Cap checking in. Seahan, shout out to them. Shout out to I guess hopefully the Pistons can get some kind of good luck going because they are on somewhat of a win streak. So the Lions they done. Maybe the Pistons can get going. But make sure y'all follow me at Tev Shakir. I appreciate everybody for checking us out. Usher, we proud of you. Make sure you do us justice. Lil Jon, Ludacris, everybody else outside of Taylor Swift that'll be there. Shout out again to the Swag Sir Swifties that's checking us out. No, I do not hate white people, so Sheedy stop that narrative because you're messing up the bag. But salute to y'all, man.
Oh man, look, I'm at the Art of Trevor on Twitter. Of is a preposition, so you know what not to do with it. On the Outside Looking In podcast coming soon.
Y'all talk. Oh,
the Outside Looking In coming soon.
Outside Looking In.
We're gonna wait till after Mania to do this because it's just we're gonna try to let everything come through. We're gonna start afresh in May.
Yeah,
and we're gonna get this thing rolling.
Ooh, I'm excited. I'm excited.
When you say after WrestleMania, you mean after The Rock? That's what you mean?
Right. After shit out of Cody Rhodes. Was that real? Was that scripted?
I mean, come on. Everything's scripted nowadays.
Everything's scripted. Ain't scripted. He meant that shit.
That's the best kind of wrestling when you think it's possibly real. So
okay, cool. So they got me. Okay.
Yeah, that's how they bring you in, man. That's how they bring you in.
Yeah,
so.
They got me in. I almost bought a ticket. I can't even travel.
I was about ready to go to. I'm like, hey, when the next flight to Philly?
Exactly.
Look, I'm trying to figure out why this ain't the slap around heard around the world like the Will Smith one. Like that shit looked like it hurt.
Like and you see how big The Rock is?
He gotta have a red mark on his face, bro. Like he convinced the shit out of me. That shit look real.
Yeah, it was a pop.
You gonna disrespect me, The Rock, the People's Champion, the most electrifying man in sports? Like you gonna disrespect me? All right, I got something for you. I'll give you an electrifying slap now.
But yeah, on the Outside Looking In coming soon. I have a plan, already set. I'm gonna talk with the guys. One of the guys that's gonna do it with me, he's already in. Of course, Rico is down too. So it's gonna be a trio talking some wrestling. We got three different points of views. So when it comes to wrestling as a whole, so we won't just be talking WWE on this podcast. So stay tuned.
I love it.
Yeah, and the piggyback, I mean, I guess we're about to conclude, but piggyback, man, I think a lot of people disrespect Memphis for how much tradition is in wrestling from Memphis. And there's a lot of people starting points, or even you need to come through Memphis to be recognized for real. When it comes to WWE, WCW, WWF, all these other things, ECW, before our time. But anyways, as we're saying goodbye, it's really Sheedy, man. Check me out on Twitter. Sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm not. Maybe I'll start tweeting a little bit more. But that's it.
As a Memphian, Sheedy, real quick, as a Memphian, we're used to that because it's not just in wrestling. It's in music, it's in culture, it's in everything you look like. Memphis, literally, as a Memphian, I'm telling you, Memphis is in everything. So, yeah, we're used to it, though, buddy. We appreciate that.
I appreciate that. I appreciate being a Memphian.
Hey, make sure you get some Rotel tomorrow. Hey, Super Bowl tomorrow, man.
Rotel.
Rotel, welcome back.
What cheese dip? Whatever you call it.
Rotel.
I call it Rotels. Other folks call it cheese dip. Whatever you just make sure you have it at the party. Enjoy the festivities on tomorrow.
Well, nah, man. Super Bowl Sunday, man. Y'all have a good weekend. Appreciate y'all for tapping in with us. We'll see y'all next week. Peace out.
Peace.